Hey everyone, just want to jump on real quick and make a video about the proper mechanics of drawing and sheathing the Japanese sword, especially when it comes to like Iaido and Iaijutsu. Now, because Iai means like the art of quick response, a lot of people just want to reach across and pull their sword out as fast as they possibly can. Now, there are a few main reasons why this is incorrect, regardless of what style you come from. Okay, first and foremost, when you draw the sword from the scabbard like this, you're putting a lot of pressure using the cutting edge on the inside wood of the scabbard. So effectively, you're dulling your blade every time you draw the weapon. What this does, this pressure can also cause the saya itself to split and crack open, and you run a great risk of cutting the inside of your palm. This actually happened to me about 10 years ago. That's how I know this, right? Second thing, during the Edo period, especially, just like brandishing a firearm is illegal today, showing your blade was illegal, okay? And obviously, like, we have self-defense, we have justifiable homicide today. Same thing, right? You would have to justify why you drew your blade in the first place, otherwise you'd be subject to legal action just like today. And the last reason, which anyone who talks about like swordsmanship, in a combative context seems to forget, is the wakizashi itself, okay? So when we're carrying two swords like this, I simply can't reach across without hitting the wakizashi itself. So how do we draw the sword properly? What I want to do is I want to bring the saya out of the belt and I want to meet the sword on my center line, okay? So I'm not reaching across where the wakizashi like obstructs my grip. I'm drawing to the middle and then either stepping back or stepping forward. I'm going to use my left hip to pull the scabbard off of the sword, okay? So again, meet in front and I pull the scabbard off into my cut, okay? So now let's talk about noto, or the art of resheathing the sword, right? So we bring it to the midsection, we draw, we cut. Now we're gonna put the sword away. You see a lot of people want to draw the sword against their midsection, but as you can see, again, keeping the wakizashi in mind, I'm running into the wakizashi every time, okay? So what you don't want to do, like I said, is draw this against the midsection. Once the tsuba passes the center line of your body, you want to keep it on that side. Now, even without the wakizashi, this does have practical application, right? So, when you draw, cut, and put it away, you are never more vulnerable than when you're putting the sword away. So if I'm attacked suddenly in this moment, there's not a lot of things you can do except maybe like flick the sword, right? Versus when I bring the sword across my body and I'm drawing here, if I come under sudden attack, I can flow into other cuts. So again, we always want to bring the sword to the left side of our body. Now, just like we pull the scabbard off of the sword, we want to put the scabbard back onto the sword. Okay, I'm not doing this for the same reason, right? If you come under attack in that moment and you're sitting here trying to figure this out, you're extremely vulnerable. Now, of course, like we can talk about why are you putting your sword away in the first place if there's still a risk of you being attacked. We have to understand one of the things when it comes to samurai culture is this idea of zanshin, of being constantly vigilant and aware. So even if the odds aren't likely to be that you are going to be attacked, I don't want to do anything that's going to put me at a deliberate disadvantage. So we place the sword against the koiguchi, against the opening of the saya. We draw this out, and then we put the saya back onto the sword. Okay, and of course we can do that like shoden level or beginning level noto, right? We can go shuden, right? We can go okuden. But the idea is that, like I said, once the tsuba crosses the center line, we never bring it back. Everything stays on that left side, and we manipulate the saya to resheath the sword.